Name is Chris Smalls from the United States. If you are seeing this video, we have been intercepted at sea and have been kidnapped by the Israeli occupation forces or forces of the country complicit in Israel's genocide of the Palestinians.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Chris Smalls is a hero. Chris Smalls is an American hero. Chris Smalls is an African American hero. Chris Smalls is an African hero. Chris Smalls is a black man who is a hero in a long line of black men who have been heroes for those who don't seem to care too much about us. Either way, it's something about our humanity that makes us natural heroes. And Chris Smalls is an example of what black men do on this world. We are the unsung heroes of this planet. And Chris Smalls have proven it once again. You see, Chris Smalls knew that when he got on that flotilla and he knew he was protesting for those Palestinians, which, by the way, African Americans have been keeping in the media this whole entire time, while old media has tried to pretend like it wasn't happening. While old media has forgotten, moved on to other stories, while Israel has been slowly but surely genociding the people of Gaza, African Americans have been keeping those stories within the rotation of the consciousness of the world, because that's what we do. We can't help ourselves. Yes, we said we was on vacation. Yes, we said that we was taking a break. But you know what? Our hearts of our hearts, our natural, our natural feelings, our natural abilities that our soul we just can't stop ourselves from fighting against those powers that deem to destroy humanity. We just can't help it. And Chris Smalls is a great example of a human being. I hope you Arab people see that. I hope you Arab people see that despite our initial feelings that we have towards how you guys threw us under the bus and threw yourselves under the bus at the same time, how we still fight for you, even though most of the times you guys are ungrateful towards our efforts, just like everybody else. Everybody's always ungrateful for our efforts, but there's something about the black man that will still stand up and rise and fight for what's right, no matter what. Because when you're fighting for what's right, you don't need affirmation from anybody. You just do it because it's right, and that's it. And you see, he knew that he was going to be treated differently by those Jews. He knew he was going to get treated differently by the IDF, and he certainly did. You see, they didn't beat those white ones that was over there. They didn't beat them. They beat the black one, and it didn't matter that he was an American citizen. You see, he didn't get afforded an American privilege in a country that's financed by America. You see, his tax dollars as an American pays for their genocide, just like our tax dollars in America pays for their genocide. His tax dollars pays for their medication, pays for their housing, pays the salaries of the IDF. See, that black man's tax dollars pays to keep that country a country, because without that black man's tax dollars, that country does not exist. But they didn't care about that. They saw a black man. They saw the thing that is the biggest threat to Israel. That's the black man. That's the thing about it. When they see that black man daring to protest and bringing it to light, because they knew it was going to happen, they made sure they put pause on them. They put pause on them. Why? Because they just had a visceral reaction. These white Europeans who are currently occupying the Middle East, and they call it Israel. These white Ukrainian, Russian, Europeans who are currently calling themselves Jewish people, who are currently genociding the indigenous population of that land. Those white people who we subsidize as Americans, who are currently occupying what they like to pretend to call Israel, which is not Israel and never was historically Israel ever. By the way, got everybody thinking that was some historical biblical plot when it wasn't. All right. He went there as a single individual. He could have disappeared. And do you think that our president cares? Because he's a racist. This man did this knowing that there's an administration that wouldn't have his back. That's bravery right there. He did that full well knowing that he might not come back. He did that off the strength of what's right. And I hope all you Arabic people who's talking shit about black people, who look down on black people, know that the only people that will ever truly, maybe possibly be your friend and defend you are the people that you shit on. The people that you look down on for some reason. I don't even know why you think you can look down on an African. Because keep in mind, in the future, the world will be African. So your attitudes will change. Your attitude must change for you to survive. Because there are 1.4 billion of us conservatively on the continent. And there are at least 500,000 of us outside of the continent. And soon we will take our rightful place at the top of global affairs. And you guys and your attitude will have to change. And you cannot say from this point on that we have not had your back, despite you giving us your ass to kiss. Anyway, I praise Chris Smith. I praise him. He is a true hero. Nobody can fit his shoes. Nobody can fit his shoes. And I'm glad he got a reception. When he came back, I'm glad true Americans, true humans gave him the reception that he deserved when he came back to America. Even though this white neo-Nazi administration didn't give him any respect or any acknowledgement, because they're showing us exactly who they are. This administration, along with that terrorist country called Israel, are the enemies of the people. Israel is a failed experiment state, just like America has failed. America has failed its citizens. America has failed the world. But there are still good people in America, despite that.
My name is Chris Smalls from the United States. If you are seeing this video, we have been intercepted at sea and have been kidnapped by the Israeli occupation forces or forces of the country complicit in Israel's genocide of the Palestinians. I appeal to my comrades, friends, family, to everyone to put pressure on the U.S. government to demand my release and the release of my comrades as soon as possible. Thank you.
This how Israel do black Americans that don't lay down and kiss their feet. And this why I side eye a lot of black politicians taking money from AIPAC, because you would not be able to take money from the cartel and then make a distinction between yourself between what the cartel was doing when it was pushing violence and between what you was doing when you was lobbying on behalf of the cartel in this whole country. And to be clear, Israel got way more blood on his hands than all the cartels put together, but I digress. Which takes me to the specific case of Chris Smalls. On Saturday night, the Israeli Defense Forces surrounded, beat, and choked American labor leader Chris Smalls as they unlawfully boarded the Handela. For y'all that don't know, the Handela is the most recent aid ship trying to reach Gaza as a part of the Freedom Flotilla Coalition. I ain't gonna say no names, but there are two particular black men that I'm thinking of specifically that love to talk about doing things in the name of black people, especially when it comes to criminal justice and how we are stereotyped in terms of criminalization. Now, Smalls was the only black person on the flotilla and was punished much more severely than the other 20 members detained. Now, why would these two particular politicians always show their allegiance to Israel while talking about they doing something for criminal justice in America? We have ample amount of evidence and documents that show that American police will go get trained in IDF and then come over here and utilize and brutalize Americans with the same tactics that they've been able to perfect on Palestinians. So no, I'm not surprised when I see Chris Smalls was the only black person on this boat and he was punished much more severely than all the other members. The idea of targeting the one black man on the aid ship is sadly unsurprising as a lack of uproar from U.S. politicians and the large U.S. media outlets. Yet another U.S. citizen assaulted and detained by the IDF, yet not a peep from either side of the aisle, because Smalls is a black American leftist who is standing up to Israel campaign on mass starvation and trying to deliver baby formula and flour, to suffering Palestinians in Gaza. Which takes me to this tweet right here. I'm thinking of Chris Smalls and about how because he's black, no Greta Thunberg, no celebrity, no darling of the liberal class, he might not make it out alive. Blackness, when vulnerable on his knees, is a white supremacist fantasy. In a statement posted online, the group said 7 uniformed individuals choked him and kicked him in the legs, leaving visible signs of violence on his neck and back. The black body being magnetized for violence, something structural to the whole Western civilization, including Israel. To go on, the FCC added that when Smalls' lawyer visited him, he was surrounded by 6 members of Israel's Special Police Unit. This level of force was not used against other abducted activists. The coalition said describing this incident as discriminatory treatment and demanding accountability. It's not suspicious to y'all that any other country tries to lay a finger on a hair of an American, we will justify bringing that military aid on your ass and invading. But when Israel abuses, eliminates, erases American citizens, they get more aid. Not just Chris Smalls, they do like this when it comes to blackness too. Y'all know that they involuntarily, unconsensually was sterilizing the Ethiopian Jews over there in Israel? Do you know that before Israel, decided it was going to be in Israel and it was thinking about being in Uganda, they had went and converted a lot of Ugandans? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you converting you from goddamn Poland or something like that, you can come to Israel and get you automatic citizenship. But them Ugandans that converted to Judaism, keep your black ass out. To play out this video, Listen to what this Israeli official say about black Americans, man. She don't stutter when she say it either.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black Lives Matter starts there. I had last week a dinner, sit-down dinner at my house with 40 people, which are considered the leadership of the black community, and it's very important people. They can be part of our doing an activity.
Dr. Clarence B. Jones, who wrote the draft speech for Martin Luther King, I had a dream. He was his lawyer, he was his close friend, he was somebody that I reached out to, he became a very close and personal friend. Because of that relationship, he published 3 articles in the Huffington Post explaining why their agenda was hijacked. Martin Luther King will turn in his grave if he saw the anti-Israel tendencies or policies that are starting to emerge in Black Lives Matter.
Soon after Black Lives Matter declared support for BDS, a fundraiser at a New York nightclub was suddenly cancelled. The venue's management said it didn't approve of the movement's stance on Israel. Tony was told by his boss, Eric, that the Israel Project was behind the decision.
I don't know if you saw, but this club, ditched a Black Lives Matter event. One of our donors, we just put a call to him and we put in a call to the police.
How is it? We finally got politicians talking about the starvation that's happening in Gaza based off of what Israel's doing to them, and now we have them being silent on what Israel has done to an American citizen. Has Chris Smalls been released yet? I'm ready to hear from Chris.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.